This is why I don't like
You
guys.
have to have a
have a
bet.
future.
You have to have a
Even
bet.
my man is shaking his head behind the camera.
We're cutting this one out as well, guys. We can't cancel myself.
Someone else edit this so you
I
can't
love
cut
you.
it.
I love you. Okay, people, hello. Welcome back to the Pure Chatting Podcast. See, the intro again. Welcome back to the Pure Chatting Podcast. We back, people, we back. And today we've got a special guest, you know? Introduce yourself, bro.
I'm Adreyn Cash. You might know me from Backchat. Hopefully you know me for my music. There you go.
Yeah, fam. We spoke about Backchat a couple of times on this team. Yeah, you should know. Cool. So, what are you saying, people? Everyone good?
Yeah, we're calm still.
Good day?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Calm getting here, people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apart from the rain that just suddenly
Was it raining?
came
It was
out of
raining.
nowhere, like
Yeah.
heavy.
Swear.
Wow.
I tell you, you know this English weather is always on its period. It's mad. It's mad, fam. Yesterday, yeah, it was mad hot, yeah, and it was raining at the same time, innit? Yeah, I was going library to revise. Raining, mad hot. I was thinking, what's going on?
Yeah.
Then, obviously, man walks out of the library and it's hailing. It was hailing. I was thinking, nah, this is mad.
Yeah.
English weather's crazy.
I literally dress, as you can see, I'm always like
Mhm.
open up chest.
Yeah.
So I'm about to step out of my house and I look out the window and it's
You see
just
the rain
like
coming on.
it was pouring. I thought,
Yeah.
what? I had to literally run for a jacket. I was like,
Nah, England needs to pattern up.
For real.
Needs to pattern up.
Adrian, tell them about the shows you were shutting down. Tell them about the massive performance yesterday.
yeah. So last night we just did the O2 Islington,
Mhm.
and that was too,
Wow, that's good.
that was too lit. Last week we did a private members club in Mayfair, which is called Tramp, which is like 50 odd years old.
Okay.
Yeah, we're just doing our thing, man. Slowly. but
That's what I
yeah.
like to hear, man. That's what I like to hear. I'm not gonna lie, I'm happy that we've got you on the podcast. Shout out to Nnia. Shout out to Nnia there.
Shout out to Adrian.
Shout out to both of you. Shout out to both
Shout out
of you.
to
Shout out to
Adrian
both
for
of you.
being there.
So
Yeah.
thank you so much for coming on. It means that I get to form my own opinions, get to talk to you, you know what I mean? And we get to have your view on
Amen.
things that we're talking about.
Okay.
You get me? So the topic today, is, can we find love in today's society? Like, is it possible to find true love? True love. That's what I forgot to say. True love in today's society. What are you saying, people?
See, my question when that statement's posed, yeah, it's like, what is true love?
Ah.
I think that's first and foremost the what you'd have to define before we can say whether you can find it or not.
Okay, what is true love? True love, yeah, I'd say, like, we'll go around in it and say everyone's points, but true love, I'd say is, cool. So me, it'll be a girl, yeah, that in my eyes, she is perfect. Even her imperfections, yeah, like, I can see the imperfections, but I don't care. You get me? Yeah, I wouldn't change her for the world. There's not another girl that'll catch my eye. Yeah, that is the one for me. For me, that is true love. Yeah, I'll die for her. That's true love for me.
So just the physical aspect.
I was gonna say that. I was gonna say that.
It's not all
For me,
physical.
I would say for me, true love is like unconditional love. But unconditional love obviously comes with boundaries. Do you know what I mean? And the reason why I say unconditional love is like, is you have to be able to forgive, you have to be able to understand, you have to be able to grow, you have to be able to encourage, you have to be able to lift that person up when they're down. But also, unconditional love is understanding that at some points, even though that might be your true love, that might be the person you want to die for, but there comes a point where you have to say, yo, I can't love that person anymore. Do you get what I'm saying?
But if
it
gets
sounds
to that,
crazy.
If it gets to that, then is that really true love?
Of course.
How?
Really?
That's not true love. If it gets to the point where I
But
think
okay,
to myself,
so
I
my
can't love
point
that
is
person
this,
no
yeah,
more,
human
that's not true
beings
love.
are imperfect, period.
Yeah.
So when we say true love, it's this notion as if that love is going to be perfect, and there's no such thing. So it's like in any relationship, you have to expect that you're gonna go through turmoil, you're gonna go through hardships, because human
of
beings
course.
are imperfect. Both of you are gonna be imperfect. But loving that person enough to understand that, yo, you're hurting me right now and I have to let you go is a part of love.
But is that true love though? Because
A part
it
of
should
the
never,
journey
it
is
should
the
never
end.
get it should never get to the stage where both of you are hurting each other in the way where you want to separate. Yeah, if it's
can't-
true love,
I
both
don't
because if
agree.
it's true love, both of you feel the same way. That's what I think as well. I don't think it's a
don't
one-way
agree.
thing if
But
it's
as
true
Adrian
love.
said though, humans
agree.
aren't perfect.
Yeah,
Sometimes
I
these
get
things
you.
do happen. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's just out of your control.
I get you, yeah. But I'll give my parents and my grandparents as an example, yeah. Because my parents have been together for 30 years now, and my grandparents, like, both of them passed away now, but they were together since they were 20. You get me? And they both passed away like in their 60s. You get me? So yeah, in that aspect, yeah, of course they went through turmoil. Of course they went through all these, like, they've been through like hardships in their relationship, yeah, but they stayed together through it, yeah. I'm not gonna say like maybe that is true love. I can't say what they're feeling. I can't say what they're feeling. But if that is true love, that's the closest thing to true love I've seen, yeah. They've stick through it. Do you know what I mean? And they both respect each other enough so they're not gonna hurt each other in the way where it's like, cool, yeah, we need to end this. Do you know what I mean?
I don't know.
There's a respect there.
See, the thing is, the reason why I never really compare our generation to older generations, I feel like those are just two completely different kind of mindsets. And I think the things that older people would have tolerated back then, I don't think anyone should tolerate. I'm not saying your
that's why I said in the question.
I'm not saying your personal grandparents, but I'm gonna like touch on some older relationships that I know. For example, in it, there was definitely infidelity, there was abuse, there were certain things, and they did stick it out. Do you know what I mean? And you can say, oh yeah, because they stayed together for 40 years, that's true love. Through infidelity, through beating, through rape, through this, through that. That's not true love. Do you know what I mean? And a part of but that was the time. That was the time that they lived in. It wasn't oh yeah, let's get divorced. Divorce wasn't something that you look at as a viable option in those relationships. So they stayed. But in this generation, which is why I'm saying like it's very different, because why even if you love that person, if that person, their flaws become so encapsulating that those things start to hurt the relationship, you'd be an idiot to stay in it.
Yeah, but the question is that love or is it true love?
But you can,
there's a difference between the two.
It doesn't mean you stop loving the person because you're not in a relationship with them. That person can still be your true love. Like you want that relationship, but you know that relationship may not be healthy.
Okay. Yeah, I see where you're coming from.
What do you lot's opinions on that? What do you think the definition of true love?
I think it's what Adreyn said about unconditional love.
Yeah, I'd say the same thing, but I'd highlight unconditional, it being unconditional in that sense. The love being unconditional. You see where I'm coming from, but pretty much what Adreyn...
No, explain, I don't get it.
Expand.
I don't get it.
You don't understand what I mean by... You don't understand what I mean by unconditional love.
I understand it, but expand.
But you was like,
you
highlight, yeah.
I highlight the unconditional.
Oh no,
so
because
expand, didn't
I
it?
do believe that it should be irrespective of, let's say...
My shouting.
Trust me, because the voice went deep as well. It should be... Continue.
You lot really drawn me out on this episode. You lot really drawn me out. You know, I haven't been drawn out like this before. No, but I would say unconditional. It's irrespective of, let's say, minor issues, for example, minor hiccups within your relationship. You know, regardless of that, you're still able to. The love hasn't changed in that sense, and you're still able to patch things up instead of just walk away from it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I hear that. But I don't know. I think we're getting muddled between love and true love. So when you're saying true love, yes, do you think you can have true love for more than one person? So do you think you could like love someone, it'll be true love, and then you break up for whatever reasons, then you go on to love someone else, and then that would be true love? Do you get what I mean? Like, is that possible? Or can you only have true love for one person? Because if that's the case, then breaking up, that means, then what's the point of it?
There's 7 billion people on this planet.
Yeah.
And I think that the concept of true love in the sense that you're saying it is a bit difficult to achieve. I think it's very difficult to achieve because, and simply, I feel like that kind of love doesn't exist necessarily. I feel like the reason why I say unconditional love is because your parents love you unconditionally.
Yeah, of course.
But tough love is also a form of love. Do you know what I mean? And if you do something that's terrible, your parents, like my mum would never do this, but I know a lot of parents that they get so frustrated with their kids just not doing things like they like kick them out and shit like that. That doesn't mean that they don't love their children unconditionally. That don't mean that they won't do everything possible for their children. It just means that they understand that at that period in time, the love is toxic, and so they can't really exist in the same sphere. Do you know what I mean? Do I think like you can break up, still love that person, go 10 years and go back with them? Probably, because things like that happen. Do you know what I mean? And would that be true love? Arguably. Arguably, because, you know, but I just think this idea of one person that you can love, you know, with like if they beat you, you still love them. You know, you
So
work through them.
you're putting in factors though, yeah. Because I said it's
But
true love possible.
that's
I never said it's true love
relationships,
possible. The person beats you.
No,
Where's the
but
beating
that's
getting into this, fam?
relationships. That's relationships.
Fam, there's not always domestics in relationships.
Yeah, but
No, I'm not
sometimes that
saying
is-
domestics.
sometimes that can happen.
But I'm
That's
saying
happened.
I know
that
it's
things
possibility,
happen,
but I'm saying-
things happen in relationships.
But
Do you know what I
let's
mean?
think about the
Relationships
cases now.
don't go on like a straight line where everything is kind of perfect and maybe there's a little speed hump.
Of course.
It's more like a hill and mountain, and it's very difficult for anybody on this, no matter how you love someone, to go from the highest to the lowest constantly with someone for 30 years and not.
No, I fully
say, yo,
understand
this
that.
is toxic.
I fully understand that, and I see your point of view, yeah. But I feel like the examples you gave were kind of extremes, yeah. Because that
They're
doesn't.
not that extreme.
No, I feel like they're
they-
extremes. They don't happen all the time. There are some cases,
Abuse.
They happen a lot of the time.
yeah. You're saying
abuse, yeah,
domestics happens all the time.
A lot of the time it does. A lot of the time it
You
does.
don't think so?
I'm not saying it happens. It doesn't happen all the time. I know bare people in relationship. They've never been in domestics, fam.
But for how long then?
Have they told you?
Huh? They'll definitely tell me, bro.
How do you know?
No, they wouldn't. They wouldn't. They might not want to
There's
tell
been
you.
no
that.
domestics
Would
in
you
it.
expect your
I'm
boy
not
to-
saying. I'm not trying to say that domestics never happen. Of course, they happen.
Yeah.
But I'm saying like you're putting it into cases where the domestics does happen. Yeah, there's so many relationships where that does not happen. Yeah. So in
But
those
you do know
cases,
there's other forms of abuse. So beating
Yeah,
is
there's-
extreme.
there's emotional
but
abuse,
There's
there's
emotional
yeah,
abuse. There's cheating. There's
Yeah.
That's
talking
psychological,
down
yeah,
to
exactly.
people. There's so many ways
There's
that you
loads of
can
different
abuse
abuse.
people.
Of
So
course.
So when I say abuse, yeah, don't get it twisted. I'm not saying every relationship people
yeah, but
are
it's
bad.
because you kept on saying beating. Yeah, I just
No,
wanted
no.
to
Obviously,
get
I
you.
just wanted to punch the point home. But what I'm saying is, no relationship is a straight line.
Yeah, they're not.
Do you
They're
know
not.
what I mean? And,
Yeah.
and that's why I feel like your concept of love is a bit flawed because it falls on the narrative that for that type of love to exist, there can't be kind of anything
What do you mean?
in
Explain.
the way. Do you get
So
what
you're
I'm
saying, I get what you mean, but in my view of love, yeah, isn't that it's just smooth sailing? Because that's a fairy tale. Yeah, of course, we all know that. Yeah, anyone that has been in a relationship knows, alright, cool, like this stuff is hard. Everyone knows it's hard, yeah. But I'm saying that to find that person that you'll go through those rocky times with, yeah, I'm not saying that there's going to be domestics involved, yeah. I'm saying forget about that. Pretend there's no domestics involved now. I'm going through that rocky road with them. I think love is me wanting to stay through that, even through the good and the bad times. No matter how bad it gets, obviously not going as far as domestics. No, I'm gonna keep putting that there. And no matter how bad it gets, you're gonna want to stay there because you love that person. That's what I'll say love is.
Okay, so
Do you
your
get me?
version of love, yeah. Say for example, the girl that you're with cheats on you.
See, now we're coming to a different
I don't
point.
feel like that's
Now-
extreme.
yeah.
I don't feel
No,
like
that's not extreme.
because
No, I agree. That's
those
not
things
extreme.
happen regularly.
That's
in
not extreme.
relationships.
I agree.
And when we talk about men, for example, a lot of I'm not gonna put no one under the bus, but I know a lot of males, that will cheat on their females like it's nothing, and the girls will take them back.
Yeah,
and
of
to
course.
them, that's just love. That's just a part
Of
of
course,
love.
no,
But-
that's stupidity.
But of course, but I'm talking about from the male perspective, innit? So when it comes to like flipping it now, yeah. If your girl cheats on you in your version of love, is that something you can work through?
See, this is the point I was gonna make here.
And remember that sex, actual physical contact,
Yeah.
is not the only form of
Yeah,
cheating.
of course. I know.
So you go in your DMs and you see that your chick's been talking to another brother in a particular way that you don't like. Is that something you can work through? If you love that person in the way that you're saying
that's the
that
difference.
true
Yeah,
love is.
cool. It depends. Obviously, man has gonna have to look into it. You get me? Man gonna have to look into it. I can't just say, she's talking to his bro. Yeah, it's over. Fam, you have to see the different points.
Meh.
You have to see
It's
different
over.
points. You have to
It's
see different
over.
points.
It's
If
over.
she's
It's
talking to one
over.
brother,
How comes
It's
it?
fam,
over.
he could have
You
DM'd
can't-
her and been like, said something, yeah, she's just replying, fam.
Even if you
Let's
love
look
her.
No,
into
but
the
he
points.
said they're
Remember
talking in
what-
a way you don't like.
In a way I don't
Exactly,
like.
in a sexual way.
In a
I
sexual
made
way.
it very
See,
clear.
okay, if it's a sexual way,
remember
then
I
of
said
course.
I said cheating, but not physical.
Alright, cool.
I
So
didn't
just-
say just talking to
Yeah,
guys.
fam.
I said cheating.
Cool.
Do you know
in
what I
that
mean?
way, if she's talking in a sexual way, of course, man's gonna lock it off. Yeah.
But you said this is what I'm saying. Your idea of true love. I'm saying if this was your true love and that happened, remember she's not in love with that person in it. That's just one of the bumps on the road. Would you be able?
See, but
to
now,
get over that?
see, that's why I asked what true love is, yeah? Because I'm saying true love, yeah, is a two-way thing, yeah? It's not just me being in true
So
love
you
with
don't
her.
believe it could be
I
one
can't
way?
True love can't be one way. What What the
It
hell,
can be.
fam?
It can be one way, though.
How can
You
true
can
love be
feel
one
like
way?
they're your true love, but
Right,
they don't
exactly.
know the same.
Fam, how can it be true love, yeah, if it's not both ways? If it's not reciprocated,
Yeah, but you
it's
never-
not true
yeah, but
love.
you
It's
might
not true.
You might not
It's not
ever
just
re- you
false.
might not
It's
ever
false
re-
love,
yeah, but
fam.
you might not ever
But you
really
never know that,
exactly.
exactly.
You
Yeah,
never
true.
really know.
No
That
way
your
you
partner
can
feels
know
You
that.
will if you
exactly
find
the
them
same
cheating
way.
on you, fam.
No, not
You get me?
really.
You get me? Alright, cool. I'm telling you.
Can you cheat on your partner and still be in love with them?
That's a
Yeah,
good
you
question.
can.
You
Can you cheat on your partner and
You
still be in
can.
love
You
with them?
can.
You can.
Alright,
Because
cool, I
I
agree.
feel like it depends on it. I feel it
I don't
depends.
agree.
I feel like for me, yeah, it's crazy that I'm gonna say. I feel like it just depends on the situation, innit? I feel like it very much depends on the situation and the person. Some people are very weak-minded in terms of how they can be led to do certain things. That doesn't mean that they don't love their partner. Do you know what I mean? But I feel like you can.
But guys, I don't get it.
Why
How
don't
can you cheat on someone but you love them?
See, me personally, yeah, like just because of how I am, yeah, like I wouldn't be able to cheat on someone and stay with them, yeah. That's just me personally. However, I can see it from man, like. We're cutting that. We're cutting that one
Draw
out. Yeah,
man.
there's gonna be a little bleep there. You know them
Before
ones
we
there.
get numbers
There's gonna be a
calling us,
bleep.
like,
Yeah. I know of people. Yeah, I know of people. Yeah, that have cheated on their girls. Yeah. And I know for a fact they flipping love their girl. If you say one
But
bad thing
how
about their girl,
though?
they'll go mad. Yeah, they'll be like, "Are you dumb?" Chatting about? They'll go mad. They love their girl.
I think because cheating for a lot of people is
Physical.
physical. It's
See,
not.
this is why I
it's
think
not
it's different with men
emotional,
as well.
and I feel like love is like physical and emotional, whereas cheating is for a lot of people is just.
This is the physical side of it,
Physical.
isn't it? It's just,
And they
alright,
can
cool.
detach
I bust my nut,
themselves.
I
Yeah,
bust
they
my
can
nut, and I'm
detach
gone.
themselves. I think men are particularly good at it. Like they can detach themselves from situations. I feel like if women cheat, you're in a bad situation
Nah,
because
it's true.
or
it's true.
women are
They
very
get
loyal
attached to that
people,
shit.
and they're very like most women. I'm not going to speak for everyone because obviously people live their best lives, but. Most women, if they cheat on their man, they're emotionally connected to the
other guy.
other person that they're doing it with. That means that you, whomever you're in the relationship with, are not treating that woman right. Which
Or
is
just not
why
giving
she's
them
got-
something that they
Yeah,
want.
that she
basically.
needs.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I'm
real.
not saying it's the man's fault, but what I'm
Like-
saying is it's the man's
Yeah.
fault.
I know guys, not even fam, guys can beat a girl, yeah, and spud them afterwards and feel nowhere, never speak to them ever again.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't feel
Facts.
girls are built like that. I don't think girls could do that.
The
Do you know
new
what I mean?
age girls, there's
Yeah,
some of them that are very-
Some of them are reckless, but some of them are.
reckless.
They have-
Oh,
they
shit,
have
some of them
hearts
can
of
do
stone,
that.
literally. They can do it.
They can
it.
do that kind of stuff. Fam,
The
it's
new
scary,
age
isn't it?
They can provide that service.
I don't think it's scary. I think
is
it's just a
scary.
natural
No,
progression in
It's
terms
scary,
of,
fam.
I think it's a natural progression in terms of women kind of owning their sexuality. And I don't think that's a bad thing because I feel like for generations men have been able to do that. But it's just fucked up if like you like that person, do you know what I
see.
mean? And they like that. So
That's why I say it's scary, yeah? Because it's a thing where, so it's me, as I said, man won't cheat, but then now I've got that fear
You've
that
never cheated.
I've never cheated.
Are you
Hand
sure,
on
Michael?
heart, swear to God.
Are you
Fam,
sure, Michael?
you not know. Okay, you should know me.
Has anyone here
cheated?
ever cheated?
Okay.
Huh?
Has anyone here ever cheated? I see
have.
Adrian make it.
That guy looking left and right, fam. You know them
said
ones.
he has.
Oh,
I
yeah.
have. I'm not gonna lie.
T, at least you're honest. At least you're honest.
Fenella, have you cheated?
I've never had a boyfriend.
See, even Adrian shot now. See the face, fam. See the face. Guys, she's lying. She's lying. fam.
20.
She's lying. She's lying.
I'm not lying, and you both know it.
She's lying, fam.
Is it?
Wow.
Is that a religious thing? Are you looking for true love?
Would you not say you've ever been in love before?
Relationship guru, fam.
Would you say you've ever been in love or experienced true love to your definition before?
Not
But-
true love.
Would I say I've been in love? Yeah, I've been in love before.
Is it?
So,
I've been in a form of
Aw.
love.
fuck the lies.
I've been in a form of love.
What form would you say that took?
It's one of those ones where I didn't realize I loved her until after
Oh, mad.
the relationship
Oh, mad.
ended.
Yeah.
And it's mad in it because you're young. You don't really focus on
Yeah.
love like that. And
Yeah.
and you know, Angels Lie, my
Ooh,
song.
that song is a banger. That
The song
is a
was written
banger.
about her in it because it was like after I was in university, we broke up.
What happened? I'm confused.
I was waiting for someone to look.
What happened?
Because he said he wrote a song about her, so I looked at Michael.
Oh, okay,
so I looked at you
yeah.
straight,
We're
like.
peeping hair
the same
stuff.
thing.
Nah, cuz, are you mad?
Nah, yeah. So for me, writing that song was about like closure because it wasn't until I was in uni I was like, yo, actually, I really love that chick. Even though I was the one, I was like, yo, let's break it. But it was like I realized during that time like she was actually a really, really, really good girl, and I wanted to write a song that was about closure about it. And even to this day, I got mad love for her. I don't know if it's true love, but I definitely have mad love for her.
I'll say, going back to the point, about cheating or whatever. I'll say that answering the question, I have to say it's very hard and close to impossible to find true love in this day and age, because I say it's hard to trust people. Do you know what I mean? Like the way that it's been set up now. The way that that life has been set up, or how everything is, from what we've experienced, from what we've seen, even if we haven't experienced firsthand, we've seen people cheat, and we know how like common it is. It's not like it's a rare thing, how common it is. So now it's hard to like trust someone, and it's kind of like you're scared to like kind of commit yourself to someone, because as you said, you kind of you made that song about that girl, whatever. So clearly that was on your mind. And when you broke up with her, how did you feel?
At the time, I was good.
But later on down the line, how did you feel? Later on down the line, you made a song about her, fam. Later on down the line, how did you feel?
It was definitely one of those moments where you sit back and you think, rah, damn, shit.
Yeah, shit. India, you been in love before?
No, I don't believe I've been in love before.
Had a breakup that hurt you?
I've had a breakup, but it was on my terms, so it didn't really hurt me.
Exactly.
Yeah, you know what I mean? When it's on my terms, then I'll pretty much I'd already
set your mind up to say it's done.
Alright,
Emotionally, mentally, I'd already,
detach
myself from exactly.
Vanilla, you ever been hurt before?
She's never been in a relationship, so how's that's gonna work?
You've been hurt before?
I've never been in a relationship.
Have you?
Answer the question.
I wouldn't say I've been hurt, but been fucked over.
And that hurt, Eli?
No. I wouldn't say it hurt.
That didn't hurt.
How did
you
you
got
feel?
fucked over it didn't hurt.
Because it's not my man.
But it's still hurt, man. Come on, man. Come on.
I wouldn't say that I've been hurt though.
I get what she's saying.
I get what you're saying, but you'll still be hurt. Would you want to feel that way again?
No, like
you wouldn't.
It's disappointing, but I wouldn't say I'm like, oh, it hurts so much.
Okay, yeah.
I can't even
Like, it's
speak
just
my mind no
disappointing.
more, fam. I'm gonna look like one pussy, fam.
Say what you're saying, bro. Say what you're
I
saying.
need someone for confirmation and backup.
Oh,
cuz.
okay, yeah, I've been hurt. Go on.
Thank you. Fuck the lies, innit? Obviously, as Inya said, when I broke up with my ex, it was on my terms, However, later on down the line, man, I got hurt, fam. Later on the line, I was thinking, rah, like, this is mad, because I was with her for like a year, innit? So I was thinking, rah, a whole year of my life wasted like that, innit? Then obviously, because you're used to that person there and then they're not there anymore, it's mad, So obviously, as I keep saying, fuck the lies, man was hurt, innit? Like, there'll be like weeks, when man didn't have an appetite, there's bare things, innit? Man ate, but I was hurt, innit? I was thinking, rah, this is sad, man, innit? And
I don't think, I've never had that.
I didn't even get cheated on or nothing, you get me? And it was on my terms, so I was thinking, rah, this is mad, innit? And for me, I never in my life want to feel that way again. You get me, And I never in my life, I've never been cheated on, and I don't even want to know what it feels like to be cheated on, because if I feel like that for that, to be cheated on, I'm going to be upset. You see me? So for me, and I think that hopefully people can feel what I'm saying, for me, is a thing where I'm scared to commit myself to someone. You get me? I don't wanna catch feelings for nobody. Because if I catch feelings for you, and then it's a possibility that can go that way, I'd rather not. You get me? So I think a lot of people have that mindset. Because I feel like if I feel that way, some other people must do too, innit? So I feel like a lot of people have that kind of mindset. A lot of guys definitely, where something's happened, they've been hurt, they're like, nah, fuck it, man's never feeling like that again. So that's why they start doing their fuckeries. You get me? And they're like, nah, man can't commit, because if I do that, I could end up feeling this way. You get me? So come back to the question.
At some point, they're gonna have to snap out of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're gonna have to settle down.
Yeah.
I get you, but it's hard. Do you think you can really trust someone?
You don't think you can trust people?
I mean, nah, obviously you're. I see family-wise, you can,
No.
But when it comes to like a girl in that sense, or a man for you, do you think you can 100% trust someone?
Never.
Thank you.
Never.
No.
Do you think you can 100% trust someone?
To be honest, I think it stems from the fact that I know myself. No, literally, I know myself, and I know some things which I could do, some things which I couldn't do. You know what I mean? So I tried to kind of flip it, reverse it, and try and put myself in their shoes, for example, or put them in my shoes. So I don't think I could fully. I don't think I could fully trust a girl that I'm with. No, I don't think I fully could, because I tend to overthink in some certain situations, and I know myself in it. The same situation which my, for example, future partner might be in. Let's say I was to place myself in that situation, I would say it could have gone to one of two ways. You know what I mean?
It's true.
So that being said, I don't believe I could fully trust sometimes you just have to get on with it at the end of the day. You know what I mean? If you really can't trust someone, then why are you in a relationship? But
Exactly.
what
It's
about
true,
you?
I think I can trust, but I feel like there's certain things that you just keep to yourself. It's not. I don't. This sounds mad, but I don't feel like it's everything about you that you need to tell everybody. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, it's like you might have 3 close friends, but you talk to this one about certain things, you talk to that one about certain things, you talk to that one about certain things. I feel like in a relationship, generally, I don't really have much to not disclose anyway. But you know, if there's like something that I don't want to disclose, it's not that I don't trust you, but I just don't trust you with that. It doesn't mean that nobody else knows. It just means that that's not for you. So,
But would it be a vital piece of information that they need to know?
if it was a vital piece of information that they need to know, they would know. Do you know what I
Okay,
mean?
yeah, fair
But
enough
if it's
then.
something that it doesn't really need, like they don't need to know, I'm not going to tell them.
Fair enough then. So you think that you could trust someone basically?
Yeah, why not? But I'm older than you guys though, so
That's true.
I feel like
That's true.
I've gotten to a stage where I'm comfortable in self to the point where I'm just like, whatever, man. If it's gonna work, it's gonna work.
That's
If
a
it's not
thing.
gonna work,
Do you
it's not
think?
gonna work.
Do you think? Yeah, that the not trusting thing is an insecurity.
I think it's a part of an insecurity.
Really?
I think it's a part of an insecurity. I think it's an insecurity of maybe not feeling good enough, or maybe a fear of judgment.
See, I disagree. I fully disagree. I was talking, shout out my boy DD for this one. I was talking to my boy, yeah, and I'll say it's not an insecurity, it's more of a fear or a phobia. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Isn't that an insecurity?
No. An insecurity is where you don't feel right in yourself. You get me? Like, there's something about yourself that I don't want to use the same word, but insecure is that, you know what I mean? A phobia is actually you're scared of someone. Same way like someone will be scared of spiders, yeah? If you're scared of spiders, yeah, you're going to do everything in your power to avoid a spider. Yeah, someone tells you, there's best spiders in that room there. You're not going into that room, yeah, because you're scared of it, yeah? Same way, if someone told me, cool, what's my point? The same way, yeah, if someone said to me, cool, there's commitment in that room, yeah, you can go inside there, and there's a possibility. Fam, I'm scared of that shit. Man, I'm gone. I'm avoiding that, bro. I'm avoiding it. I'm gonna be real. Man's avoiding that. So I wouldn't say it's insecurity, because I'm not scared. I'll say insecurity would be a thing where, cool, I'm scared that I'm insecure myself, that I think a man can take my girl. I don't think no man can. If I'm with my girl, I don't think a man can go take my girl because I'm not good enough. Yeah, I'll be like, I'm just scared of the possibilities of things happening. Like, does that make sense? I'm scared. I'm basically scared of getting hurt, kind of thing. So this thing that I'm protecting myself by just not going there in the first place.
I still feel like that's an insecurity.
I wouldn't say it's an
can't lie to
insecurity.
you. So the fear of spiders, yeah.
That's not an insecurity. That's a fear.
No, that's not an insecurity. Because in your point, you said if someone told you that there was a spider in that room, you wouldn't go in that room, yeah?
Yeah.
But you said if someone told you commitment was in that room, you'd go inside.
I wouldn't go inside.
You wouldn't.
No, I said I'll avoid the room.
But then
I said
where
I'll avoid
does
it.
that come from, though?
Bro, I already said, fam. Obviously, man's felt the feeling.
You've
Man's
been
never
hurt.
feeling that again, cuz.
That's
Isn't that an insecurity then, bro?
Huh?
Yeah,
That's
I
not
get it,
insecurity.
yeah.
That's
It
a
makes
fear.
sense. No,
That's
it
a
makes
fear.
sense. It makes
That's a
sense.
fear of feeling that way. That's not
Yeah,
insecurity.
that's
That's a fear of feeling that again.
But
That's not
was
insecurity.
That was born from something that happened.
Yeah, but I'll say,
That's
I'll
an
say,
insecurity to
I'll
feel
say
like,
it'd be an
that's
insec-
probably an insecurity to feel pain or to feel hurt.
Yeah, it's
That's a fear. So you're saying that the words are synonymous, fam? That makes
Not
no
necessarily
sense.
synonymous, but in what you're saying,
That
it
sounds
sounds like
not
an
the same
insecurity.
word though. Because think about it. Maybe I've just got the definition of insecurity wrong, yeah. But in my head, yeah, if I was insecure about say that, yeah, it'll be a thing where I'm looking at myself thinking I'm not good enough. But that's not how I look at myself. I know I'm good enough. I know
Oh
I'm.
yeah, cool.
I know
but
I am.
You're saying
Fam,
you just don't want to feel the pain.
yeah, if there's a possibility, man's not feeling that. You get me? Obviously,
Because
I
there's
don't
always
know.
gonna. You're
I
always-
disagree, bro.
Michael's an insecurity, Michael.
I
Sounds
disagree,
like an
bro.
insecurity.
Man's
I
not
don't know
having
if
that.
I don't-
Michael is an
it
insecurity.
sounds like an
It's an insecurity, Michael.
But do you hear where I'm coming from, huh?
I hear what you're saying, but I do feel like it's an insecurity. But it's like it's similar things, isn't it? Like for me, it's since being on Backchat, yeah, I've definitely been insecure about going into relationships. Definitely been going in like,
And why is that?
and that's because I feel like when the show came out, I feel like there was so many things that was just being said online and stuff like that, that it does make me fearful of going to a table with someone that I like and then them bringing up certain things, and I'm like, ugh. So it's like, it's a fear of going there to have that conversation, but it's born of insecurity. It's an insecurity.
Okay.
And that's why I said what you're saying is an insecurity. It's not a bad thing for it to be an insecurity, but it's not like me saying I'm not going to, it's not, I'm good enough. I'm very good enough. Like, I'm a hardworking guy. I'm successful. Like, I do my thing. Do you know what I mean? But I'm just very insecure about sitting there and having these awkward conversations about stuff that I really don't want to talk about, when on a date you should be talking about something like that's going to progress the relationship, or do you know what I mean? It's definitely, well, I call what I have an insecurity in it. You can call it whatever you want, but
because I was just looking up synonyms of insecurity. You know, and the synonym of insecurity is uncertainty. You wouldn't go into the room with commitment because you're not sure as to whether you would be hurt again or not, isn't it? Exactly.
So
It's just it's the reciprocation, fam. It's the reciprocation. Fuck it. Fine. Call me Mr. Insecure. Call me Mr. Insecure. That's me, guys.
Bro, there's nothing wrong with being insecure. There's nothing wrong with it. I feel like we live in this world, yeah. We live in this world where everybody feels like they have to be the strongest person. You, bro, it's fine to have an insecurity. We're human beings. We're flawed. We have fears. We have insecurities. There's things about us we don't like. There's things about us that we fear. Do you know what I mean? We're human. It's fine to be insecure about certain things.
I know, but stigma is like the connotation behind insecurity is usually a bad thing. When you think about insecurity, you're not thinking about a good thing. You get me? You're definitely thinking, yeah, man needs to pattern that, because you get me. It's a
bad thing if you're not willing to like face it at some certain point.
Oh yeah, don't worry,
I
man's gonna deal with that. Do you know what it is? Deal with that, cuz. You know what it is, yeah? It's not even a thing, yeah, where I know later on down the line, man's just gonna have to deal with it. But I know later on down the line, when I do deal with it, I probably still won't trust the girlfriend. I'll be totally honest. I probably still won't trust you, because there's still a bit of me protecting myself. But I'll think to myself, fuck it, whatever happens. You get me? And I'll just let it roll.
I think you need to date.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie.
Refresh your.
Man goes on hella dates, fam. Man goes on hella dates. I'm just not.
Sure, Michael.
Huh? Man's live for the camera. And I'm joking. Nah. Man goes on hella dates, innit? But like, more time or another, it's not gonna progress to anything.
This is why I don't like guys.
You have a future.
You have to have a
Even my man is shaking his head behind the camera.
We're cutting this one out as well, guys.
Someone else edit this so he can't cut it.
You're wasting a lot of time and money.
No, do you know what it is? But they waste my time too. It goes two-way. Because obviously,
How do you know?
Bro, I've told you about the stories. Don't act like man hasn't told you about the stories from the GC. Man's not gonna bait myself out on bait camera. Man's not gonna bait myself on bait camera. But it goes two ways. Because obviously, that's just the way of life. You'll be feeling someone, yeah? And then they end up wasting your time. Do you know what I mean? It's a two-way thing, innit?
But you just said that you go and you know it's not going to progress.
Oh,
so
yeah,
that
I know
means
it's
you
not,
go
but
with the intention to waste time.
I don't go with the intention to waste time. I go with intention to have a good time and see where it goes, yeah? If this girl is good enough to wow me, that I think, raw. This girl is good enough to wow me, and I think, raw, like, man could actually see myself being with you. Because at the end of the day, I think you need to love yourself enough, yeah, that you know that the person you're in a relationship with is a representation of you. So not any next person can represent me. You get me? Can walk down the street and people be like, "That's Mike's girl." Nah, fam, you have to be levels. You have to be there, fam. You get me? So if you're
I'm not mad at your. No, I'm not mad. It's right. You're right.
It's true, innit? So if that's the case, yeah. If I get that girl that I think you are a true representation of me, yeah, then fam, I'm gonna be like, sure, yeah, why not? Man will risk it. Man will risk it. But like, that's rare. It's rare. In it, and then when it does happen, they end up wasting your time. You get me? So
I think people nowadays have too much time to waste. Though. Way too much time. You know,
not me, boy.
Like I don't buy into the idea of just wasting each other's time. Like that post where I saw where this girl was speaking to this guy for 9 months.
Oh yeah,
and then she was speaking to him for 9 months. They finally decided to meet up, and then
they didn't link up before 9 months. Okay.
Wait, you'll hear at the end, didn't it? So they finally decided to link up after 9 months. They decided to go to, let's say, a bar where they serve breakfast for dinner, for example. Like waffles, for example, for dinner, like or at all hours. So then when she turned up to the date, she was calling the guy. The guy blocked her. And then what did she say she did at the end? She took the waffle home to her boyfriend. And
I saw that. Nah, that's what I mean, and that's
people
why.
have too much time to wait.
Yeah,
No,
and fam, when
Wait,
you're hearing
so
stuff
she
like that,
took
that's
the
why people have
waffle
trust
home
issues.
to her boyfriend.
Yeah,
So she had a man.
Yeah, fam.
And she was dating.
exactly.
Or she was talking to next man for 9 months.
That's why people have
They
trust
agreed to
issues,
meet up.
man.
When they wanted to meet up, the girl attended,
that's funny.
ordered food for the both of them.
And
But
then
the
he
guy,
blocked her.
yeah, the guy did not show up. He blocked her. He ignored her calls, her messages. Then at the end of that, she then took her own waffle and his own waffle home to her boyfriend. They both sat down and were doing husband and wife. So,
When you went out to go and cheat on him.
Nah,
Are you mad?
and a lot of people have too much time to waste. nowadays.
Everyone
Too
is
much
tapping
time
each
to
other.
waste.
That is mad.
That's why I said at the
That is
beginning. That's why I
mad.
said at the beginning. It's scary. You get me? It's scary. You get me?
And that boyfriend that she took that waffle home to is a big idiot.
He's a
Because
big
you would have come out of my house with that waffle. What waffle? That you went to go and collect from man.
Word.
Are you mad? No, what? This is spinning me.
telling
See,
you,
it's
bro.
reasons like that, yeah. I don't believe true love exists.
That's what I'm saying. Hey, fam, I'm not gonna lie, our time has run out, but that's how we're ending it, fam. True love don't exist in this generation. If you find it good for you, true love don't exist, fam. Nah, fam. Nah, fam.
Shit. Yeah, that's
Mad. That's fun.
mad.
That is mad.